like a bomb squad. Welcome on in, everyone, to the Aegis Rolldown podcast. I am your host, co-host, if you will, the real honey bear. Got my friend, some would call him that, Lawrence, and then the man of the hour. Nobody cares about Lawrence. Purple Pouring is here, though. Pouring, how the heck you doing, man?
Hey everyone, I'm doing good. I have this fish that I'm eating, so everything's good. Life is great.
How is the fish?
It's delicious.
Yum yum.
Yum. Exactly. Yumj.
The yum. Lawrence, hi. How are you doing, man? How is life? How are things?
It's exhausting, but it's doing things I really like doing, so don't care. We just did so much throughout this entire weekend, and I don't know. I am at a loss for words after seeing all these like games that we just went through. So many people that I know really well getting eliminated. So many I know really well getting pushed on that I'm excited for. It's just a whirlwind of a weekend, if I'm being honest. There is almost too much going on.
No, I feel that. Yeah, it actually really was quite the weekend. I feel like so many things happened. I feel like players left, like you said, that I really appreciate. I really, even look up to as a TFT player. Really sad to see him go. But some players also triumphed, in this week and the weeks prior. One of those players being Purple Pouring. But for those people who are hanging out here and just kind of listening on in, you might not know who Purple Pouring is. So as we're setting up some things on the back end, aka Lauren's setting up things on the back end, Pouring, tell us about yourself. Who are you? What do you do in TFT? What do you do in the esports space? Give us a little insight on who Pouring is.
Yep. So I am an esports attorney. I work with Bryce at his law firm, ESG Law. We do esports stuff. In TFT, I am just Purple Pouring. People either know me or know my girlfriend, Rainbow Meowie. And I think everyone in Aegis, everyone listening to this podcast now, or apparently there is an echo that we need to fix. So let me try and figure that out.
It's probably Honey Bear's fault, not gonna lie.
9 times out of 10, it's Honey Bear's fault. Just always assume it's Honey Bear's fault. Yeah, actually, I don't know if you got a DM from her. I get a DM from Rainbow Meow.
Actually, do I need to... Wait. Okay, so is this better?
I don't hear it. So
yeah, I don't hear anything at all. It might be tied to having joined both.
No, because I had the thing that's bringing this pouring through, and I just muted that portion. So if it's still working on the podcast and there is no echo, then that was the. For once, it is not Honeybear's fault.
Yes!
In that case.
The huge win! That's a massive win over here!
Okay, so it's good. Rainbow fixed it.
Alright, sick. Because I did nothing. I looked at it, I'm like, no, I got all the... here, we'll dive full into the background stuff here. So with all of the voices, it actually, my casters might not even know this. Lawrence, I don't even know if you know this, but on all mics that come through, I've set up a noise gate, a compressor, and a limiter. And I also add a gain on there, but I rarely move it. It's sometimes the I can just move it on Discord. It's easier that way. But I set that all up and I individualize it for the people who are on the stream if needed. There's like the baseline, right? And then I change things as it goes in hopes to get the best audio there can possibly be. Obviously, I'm using one for the 2 people who are talking, so sometimes it's more difficult because Lawrence's mic is going to be way different than Pouring's mic. So there you go. There's the background stuff. If anybody is a nerd that likes looking at the background stuff, there it is. That's what I do. Now you know. Lawrence, did you even know that?
I wasn't listening to you at all, as usual.
That's pretty typical. Speaking of not listening to me, Lawrence, how's the stuff looking?
It's good. So I'm ready to rock right into the main reason everyone is here for the draft. If that's what you were asking.
No, I'm not ready because I didn't get to hear. I didn't get to finish Purple's story. Lawrence. He works for he's an esports lawyer, and then we had audio issues. Okay, I gotta finish
Someone fire this guy.
Pouring, you're an esports lawyer. You have audio issues that are now fixed. Go ahead and continue. Sorry for my rude coworker.
I mean, there isn't that much more than that. I'm an esports lawyer. I work with Bryce at his law firm. We do esports stuff. And then we went on to TFT, where pretty much everyone that's watching this podcast now or that would be looking at the video later probably already knows me. So
correct.
Not much more to say there. I am Purple Pouring. My girlfriend is Rainbow Meowie. We play TFT.
Cage business.
Feels good, man. Lawrence, I'm coming back to you for just a moment because I have to. If I transition to this screen, we are going to blind everyone. Can
Why
you
is that?
add from J over? I need there's a third of the screen that's still gonna show, and it is blinding white. Can I have that black?
Oh my god!
It is a blinding white. I'm not transitioning without ruining everybody. Yeah, like that, and just keep going. I need more.
No.
Keep going.
Okay, let me know when we're good.
All right. How long can I let him go? How long do you think he will go?
Oh, wait. Actually, what if I do it this way?
I mean, it was great. No, it was great.
No.
It was fine.
No, we do this. We do it the other way. All right.
Okay, two more blocks over there. Two more.
Two more?
Yep, one. Oh, no, leave it right there. Was that two?
Okay.
Wait, I think so. All right, we can edit it on the fly. I'm going to transition on over. We'll see all Lawrence's hard work. We'll see if it actually worked out for us. Lawrence?
What?
How's that look?
Let me see.
Hey, there's a black background. We're not.
It's black. It's actually black. Yeah, it works.
Close enough. We'll take that.
It's not bad. I mean, it's a rush job. Like, we did it. It's good. I mean, by rush, I mean, this is better graphics than you find at Corrupted Cup. So.
Oh, cringe. You can't say that.
Their logos were so bad, we had to cover it up with Protroid's bread.
Yeah, that's the thought process. Who hired this guy?
Who knows? Who knows?
All right, I'm going to start up here in a second. I just want to get everything set up on all the other ones before we actually hop in. And then we can get raw into the meat and potatoes of this thing. It'll take a second, though.
Well, while you're going over, do you mind if we talk about some of these players?
Yeah, go ahead.
Pouring, I'm not sure. Have you done a lot of research on the AAL?
No, not really. I know Batman exists because he played in AML before, and then I know Celeste and Burglar just because they've been around and some other like Aegis stuff. But other than that, I don't really know.
Gotcha. Yeah, Burglar is a fan favorite, if you will. They did something nobody else has done, which is win a game on their birthday, which was awesome. Got to see that. Watch that live. That was pretty cool. We do have TA Batman over there. Shout out to not only Batman, but Team Ambition for sponsoring Batman, sponsoring a number of our players. Freaking awesome. But we do have some people who are probably going to find their way into the AML. Excuse me, my goodness, I get the hiccups. AML next set, Focus being one of them. So, Lawrence, are you ready?
Yes, sir. All right, we're ready to rock. So this one's actually going to go a little faster because some of the AAL players we'd already spoken to were ready at 9, so I already have them completely ready. So I'll like go through them and do some of the picks, then maybe stop like 3 or 4 in and be like, "What's up with these guys?" And see how that goes. But so to start things off, it is Focus, who had topped the entire AAL this time. This is the first time we've ever hosted the AAL, and that was the first player to take that first overall. And they, as the first overall pick in this, got Rosa Parks sent over into the opposite lobby. which is kind of amusing because it's not the actual first seed that's available. Like they're the 6th seed. So I think that's something that's kind of funny that I'm already seeing, is that these players aren't necessarily like that player's the best. They're going to the next one. These players kind of know each other a little more this time. It's a little interesting.
Yeah, I think we're going to see this as a trend, not only in the AAL, but in the AML and ACL as well. A good example is somebody like Keynes. Was not even close. They almost didn't even make playoffs, but they're top 13 in North America. And like that's
we don't want to influence any of these draft picks later.
Sorry, these guys don't know.
Drafting later. Come on.
You don't know that Keynes is top 13 in NA.
Yeah.
Nobody has any idea.
Who is this guy?
Keynes who?
Sorry but to continue this on, I kind of want to do like 4 picks, and then we can kind of get into this meat and potatoes of it.
What do you think?
Another surprise that came up here for the next pick. We've got Ryan H., who has been a fan favorite over in the Water Park Tactics Discord that Keynes, Speak of the Devil, knows fairly well.
Who?
And it is him sending TA Batman over to Group A. That's the 9th overall seed. It's just somebody that we know here at Aegis that I can see a reason behind that, of like kind of having a bit of fear. Like, I don't want them in my lobby. They're an experienced player. And then moving on, we've got Miles, a very big surprise. This player is legitimately plat and had been for quite a while, and then just showed up here in AAL. And it's really exciting to see this, even like being rewarded in this way, to be like one of these draft people who do the draft here. They sent over the expected one of Raging Dino Bunny also over to Lobby A. All right, and then after that, we have the last one before we kind of get into this a little more. We've got actually, I'll stop there since we have 6 total picks. We've got 3 of these. How do you guys think it's kind of shaking out now that we've got 2 of the top ones off the list? A little out of ordinary, like that wasn't the exact order we thought, but we've got some of these top picks kind of sliding off already. What do you guys think?
Holy cow. I was muted for a second. Sorry, I want to bring the attention back to Miles. My goodness. I was slurping on some drinks, and I'm like, I don't want the stream to hear this. So, back to Miles, who, like you said, is a legitimate plat player. I really hope to see them start to, improve on the ladder. They just might not be a ladder player, but it's really cool to watch them come into their own in the AAL, perform extremely well against a lot of diamond players, some players even hitting into masters, and that is just extremely cool to see. I think over 50% of the league was diamond, so in every single game, he theoretically should not top 4 based on rank, and so it's just awesome to see them in this scenario and finding themselves on top, even able to put a stronger player, quote unquote, or strong player like Bunny into the other side.
Yeah. I've got a quick question for you as well, Purple Pouring, unless you had something else you also wanted to go into after this. Have you ever like kind of felt after competing here a couple times that you've looked somebody up and you're like, how the heck is this person so highly ranked? Or how the heck is this person in the league? And then their solo queue does not reflect that, or the opposite, where they're like the bottom people that got eliminated, and they're like, this guy's a high challenger player. How did he get eliminated? Have you ever really like seen that yourself?
Yeah, that's me. Like every
that was not targeted at all. Believe me, that was a legitimate question. Sorry.
No, I don't really look up that many people like after the games and stuff. So I actually don't really know. Like, I just assume that everyone in AML is like, roughly master and grandmaster, and if they do poorly, then it's just like, okay, well, whatever. Everyone in ACL's challenger, everyone in AAL is, diamond and plat, and some people just do better in this kind of environment than they do on ladder, and that's not super different, especially coming from where I've been, I guess.
I think one thing I kind of want to point out here too is that I wonder just how volatile it really is, because it's normally we're at a higher level. Like the general populace that we get into our leagues are Master Plus. And this is kind of like a league that goes more into that diamond and below area, where maybe there's a little bit more volatility, where like the person plays a decent amount of solo queue, but they really, really enjoy just messing around. Like they don't care as much maybe about what their rank is, and then they come in here and they're like, oh, time to sweat, click, and they just turn it on. And that potentially is what happened here, where they're a legitimate plat player for multiple sets in a row, and then suddenly, oh crap, something's on the line, time to care. And I wonder how many times we're going to see that happen in AAL and subsequent times. I haven't seen this happen that often or even to this degree in some of the other leagues.
Yeah, I think there's a level of like on ladder, especially if you get to like Diamond 1 and Low Master, where people are stuck at Master 0. Like there's a lot of weird TFT gameplay. Like the games where you see like 4 people force Yumi for no reason and just like contest each other. Like now that I've gotten to GM and I've sat there for like a week now, people actually play real TFT up here. And it's the kind of stuff that I see in the league games. Like people go into league games playing real TFT because it's more competitive. And therefore you have better lobbies and more competitive lobbies, and just people tend to do like there are certain games where people just do better when they're playing in a lobby of players that play real TFT.
So I mean, I know this is like almost kind of results based, right? But is it then a saying that the lower you go, the more volatility there's going to be? Which obviously that's true in a lot of things, but even the point of saying, you know, we do have gold players who are making it to the AAL. I believe we have a gold player or two that made it to the playoffs. And it's like, do you think that is kind of just saying to your point of like, once you get down, you can just be a good player. You can just play good on tournament because there's going to be so much volatility of people, you know, quote unquote, not really playing TFT, just kind of enjoying their time there.
Yeah, I think that's true to some extent. It kind of depends how competitive everyone wants to take the AAL. If they go into it being competitive, then I think they play real TFT, and you know that's actually better for the game, just because you don't have like 8 people forcing a comp that they're happy playing every time.
Wow, that really warps the game. That's not how the game is balanced, right? Like the game isn't balanced around 6 people running Yumi.
What?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Cat on book.
Yeah, cat on book for 6 people. Like who would have thought? You know?
Yeah, it's not. So it's just you have better games overall, and people, you know, if you learn how to play like Flex, or if you like go down like the Recon line, for example, and you take Recon Crest at 2-1, like you don't have 3 people in the lobby who just like force it on stage 3 and stage 4 for no reason. So like you pick the right augment, you went down the line that you're supposed to, and you get like a first because other people saw that you're doing it, and they don't like directly contest you for like no real reason and send both of you 7-8.
Yeah, and I think that just kind of warps the lobby a bit, where again, if that happens, it's a pretty different game. But then there's the other people who maybe just, I'm going to 2020 force this X comp, and then they come in here and I'm actually going to research some of this, maybe switch up my gameplay from how I normally do, and again play quote unquote real TFT. To be clear here, I think we've got to use a good phrasing for like the saying real TFT, because to those people potentially this is like real TFT, like this is how they play the game. But I guess the way that it would be phrased better potentially is like, this is how you play it at the highest level, like in terms of actually like if you are trying to win a Riot event, like this is the style that you should be playing. It's just cut and dry, right?
Correct. Yeah.
You don't play 2020 Yumi. Yeah,
you just don't. Like, you're going to lose. Like, you will lose because everyone else is sweating their butt off. Like, it's just not going to work. It might work in solo queue because like there's maybe just enough variance there of other people doing other things. But someone else is going to see that and be like, this guy's going to get crushed because I can play something that counters the Yumi board or something like that, right? You just don't want to be predictable. And then, I don't know. There's a lot of other factors that also kind of play into that we've already touched on.
Yeah, facts.
I guess moving on, though.
Yeah, keep going.
let's move this train along. So for the next pick, we've got Earth 155, who had gotten the 4th overall. This was the last of the top that ended up making the pick. They send the next highest. They send Blue Nose over to lobby. Let's see, just to make sure. Yeah, over to lobby B. Yet another yellow pop. All right, and then we also send another spoiler alert coming in here. They've got I hope I don't butcher this, but Psychogy gets sent over. It's good enough. Sends this over to lobby B. That's just the last extra one that gets sent into lobby B before we do the last 3 of that group into direct seeding from their seed. And the last one is a little bit of a twist here. It's Woe Stepsis getting sent over to A from Ryan H with their 2nd pick.
Interesting.
Right. Anything of note that you got here? I want to let this marinate a little bit of these 3 picks that just happened, and then we'll go into doing the snake seeding and maybe talk a little bit about it from there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have too much to say. I mean, the Woe Sepsis is like a little bit odd. I don't know why you wouldn't just pick the 11 seed. I'd be interested. I'm not sure where they're at on the solo queue ladder, but they might have just seen something in their gameplay that said, hey, I don't really want to play against this player. I think they can top 4. And if that's the case, I think it's a great pick.
I mean, if you look at like the playoffs week 1, like I think they went like 4-1-1-1 or something. So
that makes sense then.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's one thing to kind of look at too is I think I got lost in the point when I was making this point trying to attach it, or another point trying to attach it to this one, is that results like those playoffs, or maybe they've played against this player like 6 times or something in the regular season. It's that person's winning the lobby against me every time. Screw this. I'm sending them to the other lobby. Like, they just know the name, and they have played against maybe Celeste Dragoness twice, and it was a non-factor, it felt like, perhaps. So it's kind of this like personal dynamic of just looking at that player and thinking, whoa, Stepsis is whoa, not in my lobby kind of thing.
Somebody kicked this man off my desk.
Who,
that
me?
is Maloney bad. My goodness.
What did I do?
Is whoa not in my lobby?
Whoa, not in my desk, more like.
Whoa! Not on my desk! Get out of here with that! Alright, give me the snake seed. Let me see the full lobbies. We marinated.
Just to be clear, Pouring, you didn't have anything else that you wanted to kind of add in there?
Nope.
All right, cool. Let's pop this bad boy in here. So, of course, we start with the highest seed going over to Group B to, again, give that emphasis to Group A being the first seed. The first seed should have the least amount of very high seeds. So it starts over there with Celeste, and then going over to Mburglar, Bandit, Karyukazu, JK Yellow, and then Mascot. So then that sends all of them over to the green. All right, is there anything that kind of stands out here now that you're potentially knowing, hey, this person's matching up against this person? Anything stand out for any of you?
Yes. Group A looks strong. I think Group A looks a little bit stacked. I think Focus is really good. I always have high praise for Batman. I think they're very good. With Woe Stepsis being rated higher than you would assume they are. Mm-hmm. I'm just guessing that's going to be a really solid pickup. And then even going on the bottom, Mburglar, I think they're a great player. They won against really good competition when I watched them over a course of 4 games. I don't see them bot 4ing these lobbies, and really, I think Group A is pretty stacked.
It does look a little scary to me, not gonna lie.
I wouldn't win in that lobby.
Not gonna fly.
Hey, say that is. Yeah, that's all the analysis I got though. Lawrence, Pouring.
Pouring, you can go ahead if you have anything.
I don't have anything. Just best of luck to everyone in Group A and B.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, I understand. These are a lot of newer players to not just like yourself, but also to us. Like a lot of these, we don't actually even know until, or didn't even know until AAL came around. So don't blame you. Something I can add though, as somebody I know quite well, if nobody knows this yet, I'm going to try my best to not have any sort of bias when it comes to these things and any sort of rulings, but just so it's out there, Karyukazu is my roommate. I have known him for over 10 years now, nearly half of my entire life. Really rooting for this boy to go and make some waves. I'm excited to see how they do. As you said, they're kind of in a quote-unquote easier lobby, so maybe that makes a difference. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's stronger now because they're in there even as the 19th seed.
Am I sensing some bias?
No. No.
If they win, we know it's okay's business.
Gulp. And then one more thing I kind of want to add, I guess, before we hop over to AML and actually start getting to the live predictions, the live picks, is JK LOL YOLO 112 is somebody we've seen around for quite a while. Cool to see them in playoffs. Looking forward to seeing how they do.
Full agreed. On AML?
Popping over to AML. We have got
how's the AML one look? Because I can't click it unless it looks good. Is it the same?
It's the same. You can go over to it.
Yeah, they all look.
Trust me on this.
They're all good.
Yeah, you just give me some trust.
Scared, man.
Nice dark mode.
Oh no. Keen, not Keen's. I looked at Keen's name and I didn't. I just kind of thought that was it.
Why you do
Tarzan,
this?
are you in lobby?
There we go.
What did I do?
Nothing. I just, it wouldn't let me scroll one thing down. I had to scroll like 10. Don't worry, I fixed it all. Good.
Ooh, so we have
go.
a extremely spicy first pick. I thought this is exactly where this was going to kind of go. So Owen has been picked. That's kind of a, like, I expect it because I know they're a good player. They had again hit challenger this set, so exceptional player. Gets sent over to lobby B by Tarzan right away.
Wait, that's not an ACL player?
No, may as well be though.
Who knew? I mean, I see a lot of ACL players in these groups. So I'm not convinced this is AML.
And I don't know if Moldiver Maniac is in here. They said that they were going to be good.
Tarzan.
I'll give them a little bit of time.
Coach Mackey's like, we're all hoping for lobby A, please. You don't want lobby A either.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that lobby. It's Moldiver, Roganus, Owen, Monka W. I'm scared. I'm scared.
How long do we give Moldiver? Do you want a timer? I can't actually put one on, but do you want it?
We'll give 2 minutes. So until the 10:07 or 10:08. We'll give 10:08.
Wait, you can do a timer in Excel, can't you?
Yes, I'm not touching that, Jazz. Not right now, not live, because I think there's a certain couple things you have to set up. I'm just not gonna deal with that.
Rats.
Dadgummit.
I would like to point out, while we're taking a pause here, I know I said we're stepping away from AAL, but there was the bottom pick of AAL. Honey Bear was down there at 69th. Didn't get picked.
Did
you saw that? Did you see that?
No.
You didn't see it?
I thought he was in AML.
I'm right down here. You don't see me down here?
No, I don't see it.
What?
Are you actually on AML?
Huh? AAL.
No, I don't see you.
AAL. Double A's.
Where'd you put it?
At the bottom. I'm number 69.
I don't see you. You're not there.
I'm right here. I'm right here. Oh my gosh. Number 69.
Oh, you don't have
Honey Bear.
There you go.
Down there at the bottom. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm appalled.
Any thoughts on this pouring? Why wouldn't you have picked the 69th overall seed? I would have picked that right away.
To go to my lobby or the other lobby?
The other lobby. I do not want to. I do not want to touch that person with a 10-foot pole.
I wouldn't.
No, but it'd be like a free like top 7 if they're in my lobby, though, right?
True, because they're not going any lower than 6 to start their themselves off, right?
I actually pride myself in dropping out before wolves.
That is a skill.
It's a skill. Name one other person that can do that. Nobody.
All right, so we're going to have to pop it on. Looks like Shogun Eagle is going to be defaulted over to this next lobby.
It's still a solid pick.
It's still a solid pick.
Yep.
Good job.
Yeah, I mean, you can't complain with that.
I mean, that's kind of like what it is, where if it defaults, if they're not here, if they don't happen to show up, just you get a solid pick.
Hey, it's a great pick.
Because, I mean, at the end of the day, not everything is seeds. However, seeds do mean something. So as you see, Owen 10th seed overall. They probably should be 5th seed here almost because of how I would have expected almost anybody that was number 1 overall to have sent them to the other lobby. But continuing on from that, let's see. We have Roganus. Is Roganus in the chat?
Roganus.
Then Roganus.
Roganus. Big shout out to Roganus.
Yeah, that guy is cracked. All right, so then we'll give that the around the same approximate time. Give that until 10:12, about 2.5 minutes.
Can I ask this? No, this might be too far. Lawrence, I'm going to ask you if I can ask Poring this, okay? Can I ask Poring what he would do in this situation? Or is that overstepping?
I assume because Roganus isn't responding in DMs that they're also not in chat. So I don't think that'll affect anything. Poring, what would you do here in this situation?
Wait, is the default like he would send Dark Nakagi to
So we're pretending. Oh! Never mind. We got it.
Woo!
Oh.
Great
right,
non-answer, Poring. Great non-answer.
Good job.
There we go. Nobody can say we affected this.
So actually, I want everybody to, or not everybody, but Honey Bear, what do you think this pick's going to be?
I thought you were going to be like, I need everybody to like start the wave or something. Woo! Keep it going.
What's your expected pick?
Purple Pouring, add that in. Rainbow Meowie, add the wave into a pouring wave. Anyways, I personally, I've been straight up, I've told everybody this. I've said it time and time again. Gagamo's winning, so I would pick Gagamo. I don't want them in my lobby.
Okay, gotcha. Purple Pouring, what do you got here? Who in this lobby are you like, I don't want this person? It's kind of funny because you're the next pick. I already have the pick, so it's not going to influence anything. Effectively, who would your pick be if you could pick right now?
Yeah, I'm picking Gagamao.
Okay, well, get wrecked because it's they're in your lobby. So.
Yeah. That's the pick, dude. I mean, I feel like I'm actually affecting this because, like, is anybody else talking about this guy? Like, I feel like I'm the only one being like, get on the bandwagon. Nobody's joined me so far. I'm driving it. I'm running it alone. Like, jeez, oh, Pete's. This guy's freaking good.
I can't believe that's how it worked out, that you both said it. I mean, that's the reason that they got sent over. It's just like, I was just guessing. I even forgot that you had made that as your prediction.
Ow! It's my only prediction! I know! I've not changed for weeks! I haven't changed!
Okay, all right.
Jeez,
moving on
Pete.
from caring about Honey Bear and whatever he has to say. Purple Pouring, you are on the clock. What's up?
Gosh.
What do you think?
Yeah, give me like a minute.
No worries. You got time. We gave everybody else like 3 minutes, so we can give you a couple minutes as well.
Yeah, I think I know who I want to pick, but
okay, yeah, no rush. Again, you can look at these and take out the people that you have, because obviously it changes a little bit. Like Owen and Gagamao being gone, Shogun Eagle is obviously a great player. Auto picked, unfortunately, but still somebody that you're probably looking at picking yourself to send to the other lobby. But yeah, there's a lot of
my 2 picks got picked already, which is Owen, which thanks Tarzan. I don't have to pick them now.
Thanks, buddy.
And then Gagamao got stuck in my lobby, so I guess I have to send them 8th.
Yep.
That's how it goes. Yeah, I think it's kind of funny, like once you think about this, because of how much time like you've been playing with these players. Like you relatively know a good number of these people. Played against them, even of course this set. It kind of starts warping how you're thinking about this. I need to pick your brain after we finish AML here and see like how it's affected what you're thinking through right now. But for now, take a minute or two still and think through your question, or excuse me, through your pick. We can even look at this lobby already of Tarzan, Purple Pouring, Shogun Eagle, and Gagamao. I think we're looking for another spicy Group A. We'll see what happens here. But
Lawrence, I do want to. Did you make, like, obviously Porter's going to make the pick, and I'm not going to influence that. But I think there is one pick that I think is better than the rest of them. Not by, like, a substantial margin, but I think I know the player that I would pick. Have you thought about that? Who would you pick? Don't say it, but do you know who you would pick if you were playing?
I know immediately who I would be picking here.
Really? Immediately?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it took me a while to think about it. I'm like, okay, I think this player is actually better, and that's who I would pick, but it took me a while to look through it. So, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, I have my pick.
Let's go.
Okay, what do you got?
TA Soak.
Oh.
Okay.
Get out of my lobby, he said.
So TA Soak was my pick. Actually, I think they have been scaling through this, and so I'm actually excited for the TA Soak pick. Lawrence, who did you have?
So I think this is a little. It's the seeding, I guess. But Dark Macaque, just a great player. Like you look at their placements, they've done really well. Twice they've been like top 4. It's I don't know. I look at that and I'm like, screw that. I do not want that in my lobby. I think Soak is really close as well. It's just my initial just like thing that I'm going to do right off the gun is Dark Macaque.
That's fair.
I hope I'm not butchering that, but TA Soak is great pick as well. I agree.
If Maloney's on cast, it's Dark Maloney because he also can't pronounce it, so he just calls himself over there. But Lawrence, going into the next pick.
Yeah, I see Tarzan is now in the chat, so I'll ping it there. I'm assuming that you'll be able to. Otherwise, you can send it in your DM. Actually, they might have already sent it to me. Okay, no, never mind. Tarzan, if you're here. Okay, yep, no worries. Take your time, Tarzan. You got plenty of time. Yeah, these lobbies. I always think it's funny because like these are the we're moving into playoff week 2. Remember, like this is playoffs week 2 where we don't have any more people kind of coming in. These are the best players in AML out of a Master Grandmaster League. Like these are not people to just like go whatever.
I mean, besides Pete.
Oof. Too far.
But Pete's not here. Pete's obviously the best player in the AML. The pouring, do you agree?
Sure.
Thanks, man.
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
By the way, I hope I'm sending Soak over the top 4 Group B because they're actually a nice person. Like I ran into them on ladder and they would like chat, like in ladder and stuff.
Yeah, I've been talking a little more with Soak. And I will also mention I'm a TA alumni. I played a lot of competitive League of Legends over there. I know the organization pretty well. I like a lot of the people there. And Soak was around there the entire time, and I had nothing but good interactions with them, the few that did happen. It's a fairly large server nowadays. But shout out to TA and sending over Soak. Another great player.
Lawrence, the pick is in.
Oh.
I like the head snap there.
This was very jarring. This was very jarring. I looked over, and so I guess we'll do this again for this one. Who do you think it is?
I mean, since you're asking who do you think it is, it has to be a dark horse then. So I'm going to go with
it's a dark horse. Spoiler alert, it is not either of the 2 top players left.
Okay, hey, Porn, do you have an answer?
I would just like a random guess of PH Dan just because he's PH Dan. And not for any other reason.
I'm going to go with Voyaborn.
You are okay. So there was two things that happened here. It wasn't actually even that insane of a pick. It was the way that he had said it to me. I just wanted to see what you guys ended up saying, thinking that there was
my God. Just give me the pick.
Again, it is not one of the top two, but it is RQM Plop. And what was really weird about it was that he sent it in all caps. So I look over into my DMs like this, and it's just Plop in all caps. I'm like, oh crap! Like scared me a little. So I just tried to play off it a little bit. But that sends it over to lobby B. Sends it over to lobby B. Oh, whoops, that's not what I want to do. Sends it over to lobby B. And we're rolling it right back to Moldiver Maniac. So again, they're not here. Yeah, I don't like capital letters. That's exactly. What's the phobia of that? Someone go look up and see if there's a phobia of capital letters. Apparently, that's what I've got.
I type in all caps in the Discord now, so
I'm gonna have to turn my eyes off. So,
all right, give me that next pick.
All right. I mean, it's Moldiver already kind of hit the auto draft.
Yeah, they're not here.
So,
well, do you want to ask Moldiver? You here?
Yeah, I mean, we can ask again.
Yeah, you got just a couple seconds because we already gave you the 2 minutes. I'm guessing you're not here.
Yeah, exactly. It would be really fun to kind of toss it over to Roganus and Purple Pouring, but that's just not how you'd want to run things.
Nope, can't do that.
Yep, can't do that. So we're gonna have to probably let this roll then.
Just send over Dark. It's a great pick. Great pick.
Great pick. Good job.
Great pick. Actually, Moldiver picked the top two.
Yeah, scary. That's hilarious.
That's actually really funny.
All right, so once again, then we try to help out Seed 1 of Tarzan by sending over the top remaining one of Shabong Lord over there. Kind of have to make this a little bit.
You gotta fix that one.
Yeah, and then it goes to Xanazurge, Not America, Coach Mac, and PH Dan. All right.
First off, when I saw this, I just want to point this out. When I saw Chongbong Lord 420 being in all caps, I gasped. I was terrified.
Shut up.
Pouring, do you have any analysis on this?
I mean, both lobbies are pretty stacked, so not beyond that.
Yeah.
I think it ended up pretty even.
Yeah, it looks fairly even. I think another thing I want to point out before coming back to you, Pouring, is like, again, we're at the last 16 players in a Master to GM or potentially Challenger if they hit it this set sort of lobby or playoffs for that, like a league of that caliber. It's like all of these are pretty good. Like these are scary lobbies. Like I do not want to be in these. If you saw these lobbies probably on ladder, you'd be like, oh crap, where did I stumble upon? Not be exactly what you enjoy. I guess I can send it right back to you if you had another point, or if you can even say, like, how does your lobby look? What do you think of your lobby?
My lobby looks fine to me.
Does it look free?
It does not look. I mean,
Keens?
No, it doesn't look free.
Any Keens in chat?
But it definitely looks, top twoable after the first 4 games. So.
Keen said it looked free today, and he just dominated. So that's the secret formula.
Okay, H business.
So
all right, though.
I'm gonna look at it kind of like without pouring in here, and just kind of look at the lobbies. And I do really think, like we've said, both lobbies are quite stacked. But I think there is a possibility in both lobbies that the top two do not advance. And I think that's kind of crazy, right? Like, I think that's a little bit wild to say. I don't think... I mean, we'll have to see what the ACL lobbies look like, but I know last year I did not have that feeling at all. But this year, I just think there are so many good players that anybody can top the group, and there is that chance that our top 4 players or top 2 in each lobby don't make it out.
No, from Group A, Tarzan and Purple Pouring are going to top 2 after the first 4 games, and then we'll just get to finals. And then everyone else is fighting for the last 4 slots.
Who's this Purple Pouring person that you're referring to?
Who's that guy?
I don't know. It's just a Purple Pouring.
Personally, here's my thought, right? So lobby 1 or group A, excuse me, we're looking at it. We got PH Dan down there. And Lawrence, I'm going to bounce this off you. If PH Dan goes bot 2, do we just have him cast lobby C?
I would never do that to someone.
You can't have him cast lobby C.
That would be so freaking brutal, dude. Imagine bot 2ing, especially if it was like a tiebreaker.
Can we add that in as like, that's the new punishment? That's like, you do not want to go bot 2. The 2 people who go bot 2,
and, like flipping off the camera.
You're gonna cast. You're casting lobby C. Bring him in. We can have the quad cast going.
Top 2s maybe, but
no, bot 2s, quad cast. Bring him in. The bot 2s. Want the saltiest stream we've ever had.
Absolutely not. I gotta go with this though. Lobby B is looking a little spicy. I just look at the top, and Moldiver, the mainstay, been in our weeklies forever, almost always making the top 16. Roganus, I like another one that's been just showing up in a lot of our events, and again showed up here. To be one of the people here doing the actual they were looking like they were going to be the number 1 player actually in AML for quite a while, I believe. Let me double check and fact check myself. Yeah, they were doing insane. They went 28, 28, 22. They were looking like they were going to take Tarzan's spot here and be the person who does 2 of the top ones. But no, it looks like they had gotten knocked down to just under 3rd or just under the top 2 that got to do 2 picks. And so it leaves Moldiver, Roganus, and Owen up there at the top. And then we got TA Soak getting sent over from Purple. Like, this is a disgusting top 4, I should say.
Yeah, I think it's kind of funny that, if it actually would have just been a draft dropping people over, I think we would have had kind of lopsided lobbies. Just because, some of these players have been performing in this last week. Whereas someone we haven't seen. And I do believe that you would have that, obviously it's recency bias, but you just see the scaling up of a lot of these players, and I think it would have been pretty lopsided if we had done that. So it's cool to see these players, shout out to Tarzan and Azra at the top, knowing that, like, Owen's really good. You cannot let that go to chance. You can't let him go through. He's got to go to the other lobby immediately. His seed is irrelevant.
Yeah, I think something I want to add here real quick is someone you might know, or I guess everyone here might know, is Rainbow Meowie in the chat said, and here's this D-bag who took me out in game 2.
I did see that. I was cracking up about that. Yeah. That would be the commentary. We're getting into the final fight, be like, this jerk, he better lose. I'm so sick of him. Drop me out here. Absolutely.
The thing is though is that's like kind of the draft here though, is like these people who would send people to the other send the players to the other lobby is like, and there's that person who's kind of messing with me in week 4, and it's like, yeet! or even they like explicitly don't pick them so they can potentially face them. To emphasize this, it clearly is not meant to be completely competitively viable. Like, somebody can kind of make these a little bit biased in a way, but that's like the kind of scope that we're trying to get into, actually, is having these not just be flatlining kind of, send them here, send them there. It's supposed to be with spice, with people going, I don't want this person in my lobby, that person, I don't like them. And it's like, then maybe someone else is like, why did they send me over there? Like, maybe there's some drama coming on here, and not that we're drama hoarders, but it doesn't hurt. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
What do you guys think looking at these lobbies?
Well, I would have wanted to send Plop over to Group B because I think my lobby's stacked enough already, and I want Plop to do well. So
there you go.
I hope he does well in Group B.
Yeah, and I'm actually personally, like, some people can argue otherwise. I've heard this argument in the past, is that they do not like this setup because that is possible. You can look at someone and go, I want them to succeed, I'm sending them over here. But the thing is when you come down to this, and why we only do it for this week 2 lobby, is these are all really good players. Like, like you're not completely griefing all this by like sending the like PH Dan over to Group B. It's like he's still a great player. Like this is like one of the best players here in AML. Like
Yes.
I think the amount of ways that you could actually screw over a lobby is fairly limited, and the amount of bonus that we get out of this by having these spicy picks is just worth it. After having many discussions about this, obviously still open for changes, but that's the logic that comes into this.
Lawrence, can I tell you something that might shock you, might concern you? I would go as far as disturb you.
Is it be you yelling in all caps?
No.
Okay.
We're almost at an hour.
There's no way.
We should probably move on. We should.
Holy crap. Okay, so we've got good news. We've got good news with that. We have all of our picks already in for ACL.
I'm just like...
Dude, I told Pouring, I'm like, this is going to be a quick one. The only thing we're doing is the draft picks.
Yeah, it's like 45
No,
to 50 minutes.
we got draft picks, we got Corrupted Cup. I want to talk about what actually happened in the games today. There's so much I want to talk about. Lawrence is over here babbling on about formats.
Dude, okay, all right, shut up. All right, we're going straight over to ACL then. Let's go.
Gosh.
Move this train around.
Pouring, this is what I have to work with every week, man. Every week.
Imagine having to deal with me. It's so awful.
Smash.
Smash. All right, come on. Let's go and send this halfway over.
Okay, wait. There we go.
Let's go. All right, so bad news, good news. Bad news, good news. The bad news is that none of the people, except for one of them, is awake right now because they're all over in EU.
EU players!
They're just
do you
all
want to
like,
do this tomorrow?
No, this is all terrible timing. I would rather do it live here. And I think we just need to have these done and set right now. So I'm going to make the audible and say that we'll do it even though 3 of the people are not here.
Oh, no.
So what's going to start with is Cardax is not here, so we send over Super Flames. And then with Skip, we send over Joshi Chan, and then Dr. Vitas getting sent over for Group B. All great picks, but we do have Knickknack here for the 4th overall pick. Care to have any guesses as to who is being sent over from Knickknack's pick?
Wait, can you do the highlights?
What?
I don't know how to read. I need color coordination of who's gone.
Yeah, okay, hold on, I got you.
I need colors.
All right.
Okay, so personally, if I'm going for it, I'm going for the 69th pick, Honey Bear at the bottom, send him to the other lobby. Which is great, because the 69th pick is right under Sexy Norris. So...
Gay.
Has Within moved?
No.
It's Within.
Okay. Pouring, what do you got? What do you think looking at this? Maybe perhaps you don't know all these players as well, but maybe doing a solid guess. Who do you think is being sent?
If I wanted to kick someone to the other lobby, it would be Canes, Within, or Shining Star.
You can't have
do you have a particular one that you're actually like
Pouring, you
that
can't
one?
Have 3.
I'll have all 3. No, it'd be Canes.
I like that pick. I like that.
And you are correct. Knickknack has sent Keens over to the other lobby. That is the spice. And I think one of the things that I am extremely glad about, someone happens to be here. And I think next time, in hindsight, I'm probably going to have this at an earlier hour, try to maybe do a podcast on an earlier day or something. No. I don't know what.
North America, just get better.
Just get better. Just stop being EU. But I think it would have been really nice to hear how many different spices they have in this, because already right off the bat, we've got Keens getting sent over to Lobby B with that first actual pick that we have. That's just nuts. But then, so continuing on with that, it would be going right back up to Cardax, who would send Anox. And then we would also have Solduri getting sent over to A.
Yep.
And then we just seed everything else.
Woo!
By Jove, we've done it.
Seed them up. I'll wait for you to seed them up real fast so we can see the final lobbies, and then I'm excited to kind of break it down. But I do want to give the shout out to Knickknack. I believe they came in second on the day for the Corrupted Cup, so GG's, well done. That is freaking amazing. Is that correct? Am I correct on that?
Say it again.
Second. They came in second today in the Corrupted Cup.
I have it up right here. Who was it?
Nick Knack.
Yes, Nick Knack. Congratulations. I don't know if you're listening, but yes, that was
freaking
another
done.
player. Yeah, I mean, if that's any sort of thing that's coming up, you might not be able to even play next week and have a sub. Which again, Riot Please rule, you will be able to play. We love allowing people to play over in any of the Riot events. That's a dream come true for many.
Yes.
Would never ever want to stop you from being able to participate in such an event while also quitting on this. Obviously, there's a reason that we want to have everyone in playoffs play, but I'll stop rambling on because we were already at an hour.
If you make it to day 4, you cannot play here. So if you need it, if you think that might be you, please start finding a sub. Reach out to us. We'll help you find a sub. We have connections, and by we have connections, I mean I know Lawrence, and he's got connections.
He's got connections.
I want to go Pouring first for this, though, real fast.
Yeah, go ahead.
Pouring, can you, looking at these lobbies, do you think they're even, or do you think one's harder than the other? I was going to say significantly. I don't know if you can get significantly, but do you think one is harder than the other?
Not really. I think they're both stacked. I mean, Cardax is awesome, but so is Skip. And then
correct.
Like Nick Knack, Kane's Shining Star within, and pretty much there are definitely a couple people that I don't know. I'm not really familiar with Player 3X or Boat Crew 2 TTV at all. The other names I've seen either on Ladder or previously when I was in ACL. Actually, I don't know Super Flames as well, but so I guess Group B has more people that I've never seen before and who I don't really know. So maybe that's the more free lobby, but that's all I've got.
Yeah.
Chat is saying B.
Yeah, no, I do actually kind of. If you're looking at people that perform in weeklies, I want absolutely nothing to do with Group B. But I think again, you kind of look at the other side of this. You've got some extremely strong LATAM players in Group A. You've got like legitimately these. So it's Poison Ender that's there, but that's also Clave. So if you include that, we have 4 of the top. I'll probably say like top 100 players.
I would maybe top 50.
I don't want to exaggerate too much, but like,
close.
50 is not the most like awful like thing that you could throw out there. Like top 50 is like these are really really freaking good players, and that's really scary. But if you look at the Group B, again, you're getting some really good EU players, and get some really good NA players, and that's not what you want either. Sometimes it's just name recognition. Whoops, I just table a little bit. But yeah, I think I could. That's where I'll probably leave it, unless you guys have something else to add in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna fire back. I think A is stronger. I think A is the stronger lobby. If I were gonna go to a lobby, I would go to B. I just think I'm looking at it. I think Last Cardax is actually by far. I mean, I've already said it. Like, right, they had the best regular season out of any player we've ever had. I want to avoid them at all cost. They're gonna top 2 every single lobby. Knick Knack, they're proving it right now. Like, they're so freaking good. Getting second on day 2 of the Corrupted Cup. Finding themselves to day 3. Unbelievably good player. Joshy Tan and Vitas, both dominant in their own rights. Within, also finding themselves to day 3. And Sexy Norris did squeak by. Still scared of him, though.
I think I would rather be in Group B, just so I don't have to go into a game and do /mood all.
That's a good one to end it on right there. I like that.
It's funny because you say that, and it's like it's the sandwich of the lobby of Group A is the chatters in chat. You've got both Cardax and Norris that are talking, and you're like, I'm stuck between these two. You're sandwiched.
Why didn't we swap over Keens to that lobby?
Oh, that would have been the chatter. That would have been the chatter lobby out the butt.
That'd have been great. That's the lobby I want to see.
That's so funny to me.
Yep. You know our little our Aegis logo that's up in that top right? We just kind of slide that over so we can see the chat and just watch it scroll. Just
Yep.
like, oh man. Lawrence, any final thoughts on this, or you want to move back to us? We can talk about some meta news.
I'm totally good to send it over. Is there anything you see here last that you want to mention, Pouring?
Nope.
All right, Pago, send her back over.
Back over to meta news. We're finally back on this screen.
How did we do this?
Meta news, things that happened. Corrupted Cup happened today. Huh?
Are you on fire?
Yep.
He's been on fire for like 30 minutes.
How did I not notice it? I couldn't see it. He's fired up.
Pouring is flaming over there.
Are you able to? I don't know if you can do this on the fly. Are you able to put flames on the eyes? So it's flaming eyes. I want to see that.
I think they're on there, aren't they?
I think that it kind of is. There's
Yeah, they're there.
On fire.
Oh yeah, it does turn a little orange.
Yeah, they're on. They're in his eyes.
No, it's gotta be bigger. No, I mean like fire, like on the eye.
You want him to literally just be burning.
Okay, it is flames inside the eyes, but we can't change it like during the thing because it's like it's something that we have to set up beforehand so that I can switch between things in the middle of stuff, but we'd have to like actually have a file of like the graphic.
We're gonna take a quick break while Purple Pouring fires up his eyes. No, I'm just kidding. We'll be back in 5.
It would take a little while.
Let's cut to this. I do want to make this a little bit shorter. It's been a very long weekend for all of us. Let's get into some of this meta news.
Hey, meta news. The question I posed. Can we go with that one?
What is it?
Have the leagues been buffing up a lot of these people to start competing in a cup such as the Corrupted Cup? We have had more people from our leagues play in the Defender Cup, the Corrupted Cup, the EMEA, Golden Spatulas, and other since we've started tracking this. And I just want to know, do you guys actually think that these leagues are that beneficial to a lot of these players?
I think I'll leave that right away to Purple. See if there's any thoughts that you have on that.
I like that.
Yeah, I think it is useful. I don't know what the actual like breakdown is of people who started in Aegis League who now play in Corrupted Cup and Spatula Cup and all of that stuff versus like people who already would have been playing in those cups that are now signing up for Aegis Leagues. So that's data I don't have. But I do think just having the ability to play in leagues and play through 4 games a week in a competitive environment with other people that are roughly equal level of skill, and then having the tournament experience and kind of getting the reps on like this type of play will help when they do qualify for the official Riot tourneys, because there's a lot of tournament jitters that get to people, and this would like playing in the leagues will solve that to a great degree.
Yeah, I think I'm going to dive right into that as well. That was effectively going to be my point, and that I was going to add on to that, and you cut it right at the end there with it. I think that from my experience of playing in any of the competitive environments for League of Legends, it kind of got rid of those jitters where I've gone and played in a finals, and it like obviously this is lower level. It's not like I'm super great at the game, but it was like I've been in a very high pressure scenario playing video games, and it really does. Okay, now I'm doing it for the second time. It's way easier, and being able to like potentially make playoffs here puts you in that high pressure. I'm playing video games when it actually really matters, and that kind of can get to people if it's their first time. So I think people that have made it multiple times and then join us maybe don't get quite as much out of this. Like obviously they still do, but I think where it really comes down to it is to your point, those jitters are now gone for those people who are doing this for the first time, or at least more gone. Like they're more prepared. I think that's probably what I would be looking and talking to, like maybe asking people that are like Keens or like Jesus Timo, who perhaps had been playing in some of their first cups, and how that maybe changed for them. At least, obviously, the results weren't potentially there sometimes, but I think it's interesting to at least see, hey, did this feel like it helped with your meta?
Yeah, I think it changes everything. Playing in tournament format like this, I really do. I think it goes from, having that solo queue experience where people are tryharding, but they're really not. There's not going to be a ton of experimentation, once you're getting out of the tournament, whereas there might be a little bit more when you're on the ladder. I think during the tournament play, you come in a little bit more prepared. You know the comps you want to run, and you try to run those comps for the most part. But not only that, you get to play against players, in my opinion, that are just straight up better than you're going to find in solo queue at almost all levels. You get to play against some of the best players from LATAM, the best players from EU, and the best players from North America, and they all come together. And I think that experience is more beneficial than, multiple days on the ladder. Yeah. Any more thoughts on that?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Nope. I do. No, I was going to add a quick thing as well. I almost have a question of, do you think that it actually sometimes is a negative that you are facing all these competitive people that are from other regions, and then you come to the NA Cup and the meta is just slightly different? So like the meta is not quite what you've been playing in competitively, and that might change the way that you end up playing the game. I would assume that it just exposes you to more things, but I'm wondering if perhaps that actually can be a negative. What are your thoughts on that?
I would never see that as a negative, because if you're already playing at the highest levels of TFT, you can see like what people are doing that might be different from your region, and you can actually take that to and use it to your advantage if everyone else is playing like the NA meta and you see something that's from the LATAM meta or whatever that's doing better. Or if you're like EU and you play this whatever like Gadgettine Zoe thing that no one on NA seems to be playing, and I don't even know what the hell it is, but I've heard of it. And some people on EU seem to like it. But then you basically get uncontested line because no one on the NA is playing it, and then you get to hit every unit that you want, and then if it's a decent enough comp that's succeeding in the other regions, then you'll do well with it.
Yeah, and I really do think that's a benefit. I think it's such a benefit to be able to see that, especially if you find yourself being like, okay, I'm going to be playing in Corrupted Cup, and you're playing in this beforehand. It's such a good learning experience. You've met a player now that is playing a style that you've never even seen before on ladder, and you can really take that to heart and be like, okay, I'm going to add this to my repertoire. I think it's a really great thing.
Yeah, I think one thing now that I've heard both responses effectively. So first of all, I didn't necessarily think that it was a negative. It was just like a hypothetical that got thrown out there. I would never be wrong. Copium. But
correct.
It was like a really nice like conversation that I was having in my head of like, how much does this really help? And I think one thing that being in these leagues, experiencing those different sort of metas is now you actually have a sort of reason to maybe reach out to that player. Where like you say somebody in ACL is facing Skip, and the meta is wildly different over there in EU, and you see him play a line that's different. But now you can reach out to him because you just played against him. Like you had a very structured event that you can just maybe slide into his DMs and be like, hey bro, what was up with that comp? And maybe he'll give you some pointers. I think that's another different bonus that's out there other than maybe adding someone on a freeform solo queue run, right? Like that, maybe that's a little weirder to like add people. Whereas here, we're a community where you can communicate with people that are here. What you doing there, hey Bear?
Nothing. What are you doing, man?
Are you gonna copy and paste the purple pouring over my face?
No. No! I didn't add you in as a second purple pouring.
Nope, there's just two purple pourings.
No, pouring. You were making a great point there. First pouring to my right. You were making a great point there. All right, you're still gonna be purple pouring, but you're gonna be purple pouring, Lawrence.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. I'm pretty excited. Getting into these tournaments every single day. I'm gonna say this again, and I don't know. Maybe it's me tooting my own horn or tooting Aegis's horn, but like I want this to be known. And obviously, I don't personally have a big enough platform to say it, but I want it to be known that in our lobbies, it truly is better in the ACL than a lot of these first day cups. So like even the people making it to like day 1 Defender Cup, day 1 Corruption Cup, our lobbies are actually stronger based on our world reach, if you will, being able to pull the top players from EU, being able to pull the top players from LATAM. It's just a stronger lobby top down. And I think that needs to be spread. I think people need to know about it. And I think if you're playing in these, you need to know that, because it's like, if you go 8 in these lobbies, that doesn't mean you're a bad player in North America. But in the world, yeah, it's going to be harder. It's a lot freaking harder. Mm-hmm. Try to compete at the day 1 of the Defender Cup and then go directly from that to try to compete at the World Championships. Like, it's impossible.
Can you change
what are you
my
laughing
name?
at? What
my name is still Purple Pouring.
Huh?
My name is still Purple Pouring.
Yeah, I'm leaving you as Purple Pouring.
Okay. This place is a prison.
There, you can be Lawrence again.
Oh, thanks.
Anyways, anything you guys want to bring up? Lawrence, you want to give shout outs for all the Aegis people that made it through?
What did you just ask me?
Huh?
What did you just ask me?
Great, I'll give the shout outs to all the Aegis people that made it through. Nick Knack! Nick Knack pulling through in the going to day 3. So these are all the people going to day 3, Corrupted Cup. Nick Knack, Groxy, KPK, Keens, and Within are all going to be there. So just big shout out to those guys. I think that's a huge meta power play, being able to make it to day 3. Well done. I'm really excited to watch you guys. And Lawrence will be there in the background. Not cheering you on, very much cheering you on.
Yeah, I would never have that bias. But again, I guess I totally had almost forgotten about that. I will be there behind the scenes. If you happen to be watching any of that broadcast, don't watch that broadcast, watch ours, because ours is cool. But if you happen to, for some reason, have their broadcast up, I work on the item displays. So when the items come up on the carousel, I work on that, and it's on the side, just to kind of show what all the players have. And I'm scrambling the entire time to get them up and ready every carousel. So it's a good time. It's fun. Yeah, I'm excited.
Okay.
Nice. Now we know who to blame if something goes wrong with one of the items.
Yes, exactly. If something goes wrong with the items and something goes wrong, you can literally DM me and be like, "You idiot, you were freaking wrong," because I have everything to do with that. And they basically go, "Good job, Lawrence," press a button and it goes onto the broadcast. Like, they don't check it because there's just not enough time. So if I'm wrong, looks like the broadcast is wrong. Good job, me.
It's really funny, actually.
Yeah, one of these days I'm going to put like 5 champion duplicators and just see if they get pissed off at me. Not actually, but I wouldn't actually do that. Don't kill me.
Pouring, did you watch and or play in the weekly this week or the beta testers event this week?
No.
Okay.
I can't play in the weeklies, generally speaking, and then I think the beta tester thing was at like 7 a.m. I wasn't going to get up that early, so. Okay,
Lawrence, you have 1 minute. What the heck happened in the weeklies and the beta testers this week? Go.
I'm going to try to keep it really quick. Beta testers, we had a Swiss bracket, and it was extremely fun. People came in. We had 24 players. I'm actually probably planning on using this in some more events. I think it was a really cool and good structure. People came in and had fun. They got out early by being one of the best players that went into top lobbies. The bottom players got eliminated after playing poorly. It kind of gets a best of both worlds, where if you're kicking everyone's butt, you win. If you are losing, you don't get forced to play more games. Boom.
Lawrence, you had like 15 seconds left. Anything you want to say?
Honey Bear sucks.
Dang it! Not according to all of the people who had to put in the password today.
True.
Shoot.
Don't let anyone know what the password is. Now they're going to be able to log in.
Leagues. Right, we did leagues. We gotta skip leagues. We're at an hour 20. Anything you want to say on leagues? Congratulations, everybody moved through. Anything
Congratulations,
else?
everyone. I'm excited for this coming week, even though I won't be there. I'm sorry.
Pouring any thoughts?
Not really.
GG's,
You actually
everybody.
get to compete this week.
On to awards. This is the awards show where absolutely nothing matters. We make up the awards and we give high rolls and low rolls of the week. They're phenomenal, and it's a very prestigious award. So, Lawrence, you got high roll. We'll go high roll of the week, then we'll go low roll.
High roll of the week is Purple Pouring for being on here with us. Big clap. And then also for not needing to play this week. Getting a bye is always exceptional. First of all, it means that you played really well. And then also that you just get a bye. Like, what more could you want? But the only way that you can have the best game of TFT ever is basically by just getting a bye. You went first for 4 straight games, and you're like, see you later, nerds. So, high roll of the week, Purple Pouring.
Pouring, get a high roll?
Yeah. I guess 2 high rolls. One is me getting a bye.
Let's go.
And then 2, I think Keynes deserves a high roll here for all of his performance in the ACL.
Mm-hmm. And making it day 3 by just being freaking good. I don't know if anyone's looked recently, but that guy is, I don't know the exact number right off the top of my head or even where he is right now, but he's top 20 in NA. That is nuts.
It was 13 last I checked this afternoon.
13 or 14.
That's, I don't know. Once you're getting close to single digits, it's like, wait, you are actually like one of the best people in the entire region. Like, it's insane.
I mean, it breaks beyond that, right? Once you get to that, you are just one of the best players in the world. Like,
and I think that
you can't deny it at that point.
Yeah, and one thing I actually kind of like want to hit with that too is the fact that if you do hit that point, I think you can kind of hold that for almost ever. Is like,
yep.
You don't ever hit that by not being one of the best players to ever play the game, sort of thing. Like you're one, like, to be able to hit single digits especially this late in the set is just exceptional. I really want to shout that out. Obviously, you don't need to hit single digits for this to be the case. Getting 13th is already pretty much there. I would count that as that same tier of player. That's like, this is just one of the better players. You got to mention them if you ever want to talk about some of the better people in the region. Totally agree. Great shout out.
Man, he's getting a big head. We got to reel it back in.
Okay, Keynes, you suck.
Reel it back in. Yeesh. Whew. Too far. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously. So I'm gonna go a little off the rails with mine. I've told a lot of behind the scenes. I've talked about this already, but my high roll is actually going to be LeBron James for breaking the scoring record in the NBA. I am not an NBA fan. However, that was a scoring record that was held for 39 years, and it is extremely awesome that he broke it. I'm not even a LeBron James fan, but this is one of those times in sports that will be talked about for a long, long time. It's a once-in-a-generation, possibly a once-in-a-lifetime event that just occurred. So I do want to bring attention. If you guys don't watch basketball, if you don't care about basketball, you don't care about sports, that's okay. But take a peek at this, because 40 years down the line, somebody might be like, hey, I love basketball. Did you ever see LeBron James? You can think back to it and be like, yes, I remember when LeBron James broke the scoring record that stood for 40 years, and since he is still playing, don't think he's going to retire in the next couple of years. He's going to shatter that record. And it's kind of just a really cool thing in sports. So, big shout out to that guy. Well done. That's amazing.
Agree.
So, for sure. Breaking that wall, going from esports to sports.
Yeah, true, actually.
Yikes.
We won't talk about the Super Bowl,
Yikes.
though.
That's on.
Can't do that yet.
Speaking, I'll do my low roll then. My low roll is, I'm going to include myself in the low roll. I'm going to include Lawrence. I got to throw us under the bus. We messed up a little bit. I don't know if we could have actually avoided it. We should have rescheduled this and remembered that Corrupted Cup and the Super Bowl were happening today. And maybe we should have tried to cater to some of those people that might have wanted to watch it.
Yeah, big sad. Especially, particularly that affected today's games. Clave is a Jets fan, a New York Jets, so obviously a football fan, and was watching the Super Bowl, and that's why they left. actually for that second best of 3. So massive low roll. Totally agree. I'm not going to copy it, but I am kicking myself for not rescheduling. I wanted to watch the Super Bowl.
Yep. My wife, I don't know if has ever watched a football game in her life solo. She's out there watching the Super Bowl right now, which is kind of funny. First time in her lifetime that she's ever watched a game alone.
That's hilarious.
Yep. Lawrence, low roll.
Low roll of the week is I am distracted now. Gosh, go to purple pouring. I gotta think.
What do you got, man? Low roll of the week.
Low roll of the week is just everyone that I was rooting for in Corrupted Cup and in the AML and ACL that did not make it.
Absolutely.
That's always rough.
Yeah. There's too many to list, and it's also because they didn't make it. I don't want to like specifically name them because they might feel bad. But
I think that's a great one to shout out. Is kind of like a bring it to the light of, hey, these people tried really hard. All these people are competing, and it's the beauty and the terrible part about competing is somebody's got to lose and someone's got to win. So
I feel like it's hard on this end because I do really try to not show my bias as much as possible. I very much have bias, but I try not to show it. I don't let it affect anything I do. But man, some of these players I feel like are actually my friends, and when I see them drop down, I'm like, that hurts. Like I don't want to see that. I want them to succeed. I wish I could help them succeed. It's like that's a bummer. It hurts. It hurts.
Agreed.
Yep.
I guess then my low roll is going to be myself for not coming up with anything because my mind is on other things that I've already said in the podcast gen. I need to get going soon to take care of it. So I guess I'm just going to say screw it and give it to myself so we're not sitting here stalling.
Oh, I want to know, Pouring, could we add that in sometime?
Add what?
The Lawrence dilemma. Is that a thing that a Pouring can add to it?
That's not something you want on broadcast. Nope.
I was just curious. All right, I had to ask. I was just curious. The question wasn't directed at you, Lawrence. Jeez.
I'm making the call for this broadcast. I would not want it to be on this broadcast. There's a reason we're not talking about it. Is because it's just a negative thing.
Oh, that's funny. Question and answers. Do we see any questions that came through the chat? Obviously, we're doing some very specific things, so we might not have.
There's nothing in the chat.
Wonderful. Nope. Nothing in the chat.
Reporting is still blank.
Lawrence is making the executive decision. Outro. Lawrence, what do you want to shout out?
I want to shout out everyone's hard work this weekend. I really love being around when the broadcast is being made. This set, finally we were able to do all of the broadcasts every single week. I don't think we dropped a single day of expected broadcasts, and it really showed today when we had yesterday when we had larger broadcasts with much more fleshed out sections, such as having the analyst desk. We all felt really professional to a degree. Obviously, we're silly gooses here through and through, but we were able to kind of come together and no matter what happened with these random 7 games with the extremely long time period, we all powered through it. Thank you, Honey Bear. Thank you, all the casters. Everyone that was involved expired in August for coming into the analyst desk. That was such a blast this weekend.
Lawrence, get that out of here. You're gone, dude.
All right.
You're gone.
See you later.
I kicked you off. And we're disconnecting him. Get out of here. He's gone. He's gone.
Disconnect.
Lawrence is gone. I disconnected him. He's out.
Yep.
He's out. He's got things to do real fast. Pouring. Anything you want to shout out, man?
Yeah, so Aegis team for running the leagues, putting on the weeklies, all of the new and improved stuff that you all have been doing with the podcast, analyst desk, casting, all of that stuff. It basically just leveled up the quality and the content relating to the leagues and everything. So that's been pretty awesome to see. Rainbow Meowie, as always. Shout out to her. And then shout out to pretty much everyone that is watching this podcast, everyone that watches this on YouTube after it's been posted, and everyone that like actually engages and talks in like AML-general or like TFT-general in the Discord, because it kind of sucks when like during off season of the leagues or whatever, when everything's just like super quiet and no one's chatting and it's just like the Discord's kind of dead. But there are people that stick around and chat and talk about TFT, and that's kind of cool to see.
For sure is. Yeah, appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's been quite a fun journey starting to build what we built here, and obviously could not do it without people like you guys hanging out, supporting us and pushing us forward, especially with how freaking good some of these players are, you included, are at TFT. It's encouraging every day, and we're like, crap, we gotta keep building, we gotta keep getting better, keep doing better for these players like you who keep coming in and dominating the leagues and just the TFT scene as a whole. Also, I want to shout out Rainbow Meowie, especially because last night, I was like, hey, I don't know how to set up Pouring's cam. Do you have any idea how to do it? And she sent me a book, and I fell asleep. And she DM'd me this morning, and I'm like, I didn't read the book. I gotta go back. Didn't get mad at me, so I appreciate that. Thank you. It was a book, though, and I'll be honest,
she's
I forgot
the reason
to read
why this pouring exists and shows up on the screen. So
feels great, man. But other than that, just want to shout out all the players, AML, ACL, AAL. Thank you so much, guys, especially the players that we are saying goodbye to today, yesterday, the day before. Today and yesterday. That was it. But just thank you so much, guys. Really hope you guys show up for set 8-5. If we don't see you, please stick around. Hang out with us. If you ever want to be a part of the podcast, you ever want to be on the broadcast, shoot us a message. Let us know. Tell us what you're good at. And or just be like, hey, I'm not really good at anything, but I want to help. We'll always find a spot for you. Let us know if you ever want to be a part of it. But just thank you so much. We will be back live next weekend, Saturday, 3:30 EST. We will be live with the AML Week 2 playoffs. Then after that, ACL and the podcast to follow on Sunday, starting at 3:30 EST. Again, thank you so much for being here, you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. And we'll see you guys next weekend. See you, everybody.
See ya.
And reclaim what once was mine. Those cravens backstabbed me, deceived me. Never shall I tolerate their crimes again. Now let the hunt begin. Oh, 7,000 souls scared and daunted, such a tale of woe. Not too long ago, this village was a golden scene of hope. Call down